So we'll start with the Rose Bowl. And we talked about this game a couple weeks ago. You can find some of our preview thoughts on YouTube. But it's Alabama-Michigan, guys. This is a big game everyone's going to be talking about, everyone's ready for. People may be wondering if Alabama should have even been in it. But Michigan's -1.5 for a game like this. 44.5 is the total. I'm up to start on this one.
Well, I just want to say the decision to have Alabama in this game might officially break up the ACC if you're following what's going on with Florida State wanting out of that conference.
Yeah, that's a lot of ripple effects for Alabama being in this game and Florida State not being in this game, but that's for a different time. But I will say, I like Michigan, and I liked Michigan 2 weeks ago, and I liked Michigan 3 weeks ago, and I like them now, and I'll like them when the game starts. Right at kickoff is, I think, when I'm going to bet this game. I think Michigan, and we talked about it before, just like the 49ers, they're the best team in the country. To me, I think this offense is very hard to defend against, and I don't necessarily trust Alabama to consistently be this good. They probably were, 4th and 31 away for not being in this game, and Monty's shaking his head at me. Monty, you know what? You can have your rebuttal for the Iowa game, but I think that Alabama in this situation against a really good team, against a really good defense, I think they are going to struggle. 4th and 31, that's what got them in this game. They somehow, by the grace of God, beat Auburn on 4th and 31, put themselves in a position to be in this game. I don't trust Alabama down the stretch of the season. They didn't look as good to me as I think Colby thinks they were, and I think, to me, Michigan, top of the crop, best of the best. They got the best quarterback, running back duo that anyone can have in this situation. Yeah. You don't like Donovan Edwards? You don't like Blake Corum?
You take that offensive line away. They're not good.
You need to have good running backs to be able to get through, even with a good offensive line.
Overrated run game. Overrated.
Listen,
the offensive line's also banged up. You lost your All-American.
They are going to miss the All-American. That is very true, but I still think they're good enough with everyone else around them to make up for that.
I understand why you might, not think highly of Alabama. I mean, there was the 4th and 31.
I'd say your take's invalid.
There was the USF game. There was almost losing to 4-win Arkansas at home.
Southern Florida.
They had spots that they didn't look great.
There's something about the fact that this game was playing a month after what we last saw, and I think that really suits Alabama well. If this game was played 2 weeks after the SC title game when Alabama had that all-in effort against Georgia, I'd probably like Michigan. But then you tack on an extra 2 weeks, and you know that Nick Saban, who's a master motivator, is going to make sure his players know, and it's a pretty young team, that he likes a lot because of how hard they practice. But he's going to make sure that they take advantage of this opportunity, and I think that's why Nick Saban is the best coach in college football with extra prep. And you mentioned that Michigan offense might be tough to defend or plan for, but I actually think it's the opposite just based on what we've seen from Michigan the last 4 games of the season against Penn State and Maryland and Ohio State and even Iowa. Their offense was pretty much lifeless in the Big Ten title game. So I really do think Michigan.
No. Can I say something about the Big Ten title game though? I don't think Michigan even tried.
But they should have. They should have at least.
I don't think they showed anything that they wanted to show. They knew listen, Monty. They knew they were going to beat Iowa. They knew they were.
But they should have tried.
They were going to run the most basic formations.
That's the problem. Michigan has no explosiveness in their passing game. Their run game is.
You saw it against Ohio State. I think McCarthy can drop some dimes.
Okay, is he going to be able to repeat that though on a neutral field against a really good Alabama defense?
I think so. I do.
Well, we'll see about that because Michigan's offensive line hasn't pass protected well in the last month, and Alabama has Dallas Turner and Chris Braswell, who are very good pass rushers. So I really think the advantage on when Michigan has the ball is heavily in favor of Alabama. Then Jalen Milroe just going to not have to make any mistakes. And Alabama wins this game because when you give Jim Harbaugh a month to prepare, he's kind of thrown up on himself the last 2 years. So I like Alabama a lot, and based on this conversation, I'm going to bet more on them after this show.
I'm sticking to my guns. I'm betting Alabama. I already did. I did. As soon as the line came out, I'm not changing anything. Am I a little nervous? Yeah, because I'm a guy that fades the public. That's the only reason why I'm nervous. But I stick to my guns. And I'm always going to stick to my guns because
this has been a mostly public Alabama,
which is fine. You can't bet against Nick Saban. And what has Harbaugh done to prove to you that he can do anything in a big game? He didn't do it last year. And now he's got an injured quarterback. He's got an injured offensive line. He's got an injured quarterback, injured offensive line.
Well, I was saying in the big games this year, he was sitting in a hotel room because Sherman Moore was the coach.
That's how good we thought he was dead. He got him ready from a hotel room. Imagine him on the sideline now.
Yeah, I'd actually be worried about it, especially with him flirting with the NFL every week.
Yeah, he's looking towards the NFL. He's in a look-ahead spot. Jim Harbaugh is in a look-ahead spot in his own life. Alabama money line.
The game's in L.A. The Chargers are on the road.
Go check out this dome.
He'll be interviewing with Dean Spanos on January 2nd.